There is no shortage of heroes within the LA County Fire Department, including its Lifeguard division, where one of its lifeguards was just recently awarded a Medal of Valor for a life-saving rescue. I'm Avisha Scarborough at Sacred Cove Trail in Rancho Palos, Verdes, with the story of a man who was rescued from a cave inside this cliffside right behind me. On a calm day in Manhattan Beach, lifeguard Nick Macko scans the ocean, always ready to jump into action, knowing how quickly things can turn deadly. After 20 years with the LA County Fire Department, it was an incident last summer that drove this point home for him. A young man's first-time visit to the Palos Verdes caves could have been his last.
First time, and all he did was jump off this ledge that he saw in social media, and as he jumped in, that's when the first set just carried him right in there.
In August of 2019, at 7:58 p.m., 2 minutes before he was scheduled to go off duty, Macko was alerted to a 911 call.
We believe there's fishermen nearby that saw the people waving that someone was in distress.
Within seconds, he had his gear on and was ready for the rescue. But with multiple caves around the peninsula, knowing the exact location was Macko's first challenge. But the 911 caller's description of someone stuck in a cave running out of air gave him a clue.
The third gorge, that's the one that I just took the leap of faith, because I know that opening to that cave goes in about 50 yards, and then there's another tunnel back there, and I think if someone gets in there, that's where they could run out of air.
His instincts were correct. This is video taken of him after he jumped in the water with a life preserver, telling the rest of the crew not to come in after him since he was the only one trained for this type of rescue. As daylight ran out and the tide kept rising, the team waited on the rocks outside the cave. Macko said when he entered the cave, water slammed and swirled around inside like a washing machine. He found the victim bloody and clinging to the rocks. His reaction when he saw Macko?
Disbelief that there was only one person to come rescue him. He did say to me, "Where is everyone?" And I looked at him and I said, "I'm it, buddy." And he told me, "I'm not going." There's no way he wanted to get back in that water, because that water to him was him dying. It took me a lot of convincing to get him prepped to jump back in with me and trust me that I was going to swim him out.
At that point, Macko began swimming as hard as he could, knowing that time was running out. But fighting against the swells and current proved challenging. There were moments he said he was swimming as hard as he could and not making any ground. It was with the help of the receding surf that they finally got out. And just as they were able to climb out of the water, Macko saw that they avoided a disaster by mere seconds.
And we seriously stood up on that last rock, and I saw that next wave just come crushing across the top of the rocks that would have just threw us right back into the cave.
And for his bravery, he was recently presented with the 2020 Medal of Valor by the International Surf Festival, an honor he refuses to take full credit for. He says that without his captain and crew and all the training he received, he would not have been able to do it. As the ordeal that night came to an end, they were airlifted off the rocks. Macko said the patient was emotional and full of gratitude, knowing things could have ended very differently.